welcome to episode 3 of Bunnies and Bondage and everything in between.
I know that no one was expecting that. No one was expecting that answer.
Not knowing that.
Bars in hell. Yeah. Oh, God.
This is going to look like sex faces. Cheers. And today I'm joined by not one but two gorgeous guests. We've got Izzy and Gemma. Thank you for joining us. How are you both?
I'm really good.
I'm doing well.
Nervous,
you.
excited.
I'm excited. I love watching these like YouTube series podcasting.
Yes.
So I'm like, it's my time. It's my time to
Yes.
shine.
I think this is both of our podcast virginity.
It is.
Yeah.
We're popping the cherry.
Sorry.
Right, we're going to play Never Have I Ever.
Here we go.
Played this before?
Yes, many
Many
times.
times. Yeah.
So you can both
Okay.
answer this. Be as honest and open as you like. Never have I ever sent a steamy text.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Many
Many,
times.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, never have I ever been on more than one date in the same day.
Yeah, I have.
I really.
I went to New York and I lived in New York for 3 months. I just feel like it's so fast paced out there. Everyone just like meets, but there's no like pressure and it's not like a whole thing about a date. You just go and meet people and then, yeah. So I think I had like 2 or 3 dates in one day.
How about you? Izzy?
No, I don't think I've ever managed more than one in one day. Definitely like one day after the other, because in London as well,
Yeah.
like people just serial date, like
Yeah.
dates after dates after
Is
dates
it still
after
like
dates.
that?
Yeah, definitely.
Never have I ever been on a blind date.
Is that where you go on a date with someone and you have
You
no
haven't
idea what
seen
they
them
look
yet.
like?
No, I've never
Yeah,
done
you've been
that.
set up.
No.
No, I haven't. Do you feel like, would you want to see pictures or like something about them, or would you go in like blind just for the lols?
Yeah, I definitely do it for the plot. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Commit to the bit.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it. Never have I ever ghosted someone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
all the
I'm
time.
pretty bad at that, to be fair.
Savage. You two. Never have I ever cheated on someone.
No.
No, never.
No, good girls.
We're
Would
savage,
never.
but we're
Yeah.
not
We're
bad.
loyal.
Yeah.
Never have I ever. Oh gosh, called someone the wrong name during sex.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
I don't think I have. Not during sex. Maybe
Yeah.
like in a conversation.
Please talk to us about this.
They had the initial. They had their name both began with the same letter.
Okay, easy mistakes, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'd been dumped by the other one, so I was like, I've been dumped by the other one, and then I was rebounding with the other one, so it just sort of like came out. I don't think he heard.
Okay.
Luckily, it was enough that it came out like. And I went.
Never have I ever fallen in love at first sight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hopeless romantic, so I'll literally be on the tube and be like, oh,
Yeah.
I love you.
all the
Like,
time.
I feel like me and my partner now, Lee, like, I definitely, like, she's like the first girl that I've been with in a serious relationship. And I met her and I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed.
Oh.
And then we've literally been inseparable for like the last 5 months. So I feel like
Really?
it kind of was a bit like love at first sight with me and her.
I love
Yeah.
that. What about you, Izzy?
Love at first sight. I think so. Yeah. I mean, it never works out, but
Is it
Yeah.
love or is it
Lust.
lust at first
Yeah,
sight?
I think it's
when you're
hard.
like, oh my.
yeah, probably lust actually.
So Izzy and Gemma, we've
Hi.
seen your faces with the Ann Summers brand. Talk to us a little bit about you. First of all, Izzy, tell us about you, your career, your work with Ann Summers.
So I had quite an interesting start with Ann Summers that when I started Instagram just after and during lockdown, I was posting body positive pictures anyway, and I had my own Ann Summers sets, posted a few in those. Then they messaged me, did a couple of gifted posts. Then I did some like paid posts after that. And then I got a message one day and I think it said about coming in to do e-com. And I did that, and then it sort of all snowballed from the e-com. Did a couple more e-com days, then went to South Africa last year, did lots of campaigns. It was just amazing. That Ann Summers was my first ever big job, and I mean it's always always been my favourite brand ever since I used to walk past it on my way to school every day.
What do you love about it?
I think they did, this must have been like 10 years ago now, they did a competition that must have been to win, like to be in the window. And I think that was the first ever plus size woman I'd seen anywhere.
Wow, really?
It was before plus size modelling had caught on. This girl had won this competition and she was about the same size as me. And she was in the Ann Summers window, and that's the first time I had ever seen it before. So that's why I always liked them. And they always strive to be more inclusive, because I think some brands just do it and then they kind of like move on. But every single campaign is like as inclusive as the last.
Yeah.
And it's very sex positive.
Yes.
Very sex positive, which, you know, you don't get a lot of.
That is what we love. And South Africa, talk to us about that.
Yeah, that was one of the like best things I've ever done in my life, I think. And then I really loved the campaign that we did in the desert with all the different skin tones. That's my favourite one.
Love that. And you just look, and you always look incredible. And hello, this body on you.
Thank you.
Stunning.
And how about you, Gemma? Talk to us about your story.
So I'm a content creator, predominantly on Instagram. I think I started working with Ann Summers maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It was definitely just before lockdown. And so, yeah, I was doing the content that was sit on my Instagram as well as theirs. And then it kind of progressed into like when Reels became more popular. I do a lot of like styling, like the going out range from Ann Summers, and like these, like everyone loves these like leather leggings. Like just,
can we take a moment for these leggings? Because honestly, I say this to the girls
they're
all
so
the time.
comfortable as
They're
well.
the most comfy leggings.
So
if you haven't got
stretchy.
them,
and they're so flattering as well.
Super flattering. They look amazing.
Thank you.
Sorry, I just had to take a moment for the leggings.
So yeah, I've been just doing a lot of like video content.
So we're talking all things dating. Have you dated men and women then, both of you?
Yeah, I have actually. I think actually I would probably consider myself, I think the word is pansexual.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't really,
Yes.
you know, that's not what I kind of like think of when I see someone. I don't see their gender or sexuality. I think it's more about the person than anything else. Yeah.
And do you think there's differences when you date?
Yeah, I mean, I've dated literally one woman ever, so I actually don't have that much experience.
You're like looking at me like,
go on, Gemma.
Come on, help me.
Tell us.
I'm just intermediate. I'm not even senior yet. So I've dated women. I kind of started like getting curious about that when I was 24. Quite a late start though, but I felt like I just didn't really. I just kind of like in the closet for a bit.
Yeah.
I've always had like serious relationships with men. Until this year, I'm in my first serious relationship with a girl, and it's amazing. So I was always like identified as bisexual, but now I'm with a woman, I actually think I'm gay. Like I just feel like I'm never going back now. Like that's
You're like,
I mean, hopefully that'll be my
yes.
first and last girlfriend, but I feel like I think I really now authentically feel myself, and like in such a like I just love women.
First of all, that
Love
is
women.
amazing. But
Love
it's,
them.
yeah, love them. But that is so lovely to hear.
Yeah.
But also then she must have had a really good dating experience. Talk to us about the dates then. Like how did they differ from like your previous dating experiences?
I think for me, dating women, I mean, I'm what people call a U-Haul lesbian, where it's like we're called a U-Haul lesbian, where it's like basically it's like an American term, but basically when you're you have like 2 dates with a girl and then you like have to get a U-Haul truck because you're moving in with her, because like it's like everything's
the
like
U-Hauls
a
are the
million.
delivery up the
Yeah.
moving people.
Yeah,
Oh, got
basically.
you. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I feel more safer with a woman. I think like emotionally, I feel like there's a lot more empathy with women, and there's a lot more communication.
Sure.
And I think that is why things do go like a million miles an hour.
Yeah, because if you're talking, you've got that connection on a deeper level.
Absolutely. I don't really. I just prefer it now. I think, and I don't know if that's because of my girlfriend as her as a person, or if it's just women in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It is different. Like I feel like there's a lot more like games with men, like, and I feel like you hold back a bit. Whereas I don't know, I just feel like I can be a lot more myself, a lot easier with women.
Yeah, you just feel more comfortable.
Yeah,
and, like,
absolutely.
You can relate, have
and
that
they're just
open
stunning, aren't
conversation.
they? Like women are just beautiful.
Yeah,
you can share the clothes, like
That's good.
There's a lot of pros.
Mm.
There's a lot of pros.
What was your dating experience like with this woman?
Well, I was going to say, I don't know what, is there any level like below beginner? Because that's what I was, like awful, really. And I don't know what it was. I was so, we literally only went on one day.
You were just
that was
dipping your
it.
toe in.
Yeah, dipping my toe in, but I
Yeah.
was so, it made me feel so much more nervous. I don't know why. I was so scared, like,
Really?
just
Did you
very
feel like
aware.
an imposter? I felt like when I first dated women, I felt like I was I had like imposter syndrome because I didn't feel like I was like gay enough because I hadn't been with a woman, but I was dating women, but I felt like I wasn't in the community as such. So then I was like I was a
Really?
fake lesbian, or like I was just a straight person pretending, even though I was like, well, I clearly am attracted to women.
Yeah.
But I think it is that bisexual kind of culture where it's like a stigma of like not really being like gay or straight.
Yeah. What would your advice be to anyone that's sort of like in that mindset currently, where they're like, okay, I really want to dip my toe in and like
You've got
give this a
go for it. I think dating apps are really good for if you're curious about like dating women or men. Like it's so much easier because you can be really upfront in your messages before you go on a date. Whenever I've like when I started dating women, I was always like, this is where I stand, and I think women always have that conversation first anyway.
Yeah.
And if you're open about it and honest, like the right person isn't going to be like put off if you haven't got that much experience. Like it's not about that. It's about like if you're attracted and connected with someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be open about it, and also just know that it's valid. Like even if you've never been with a woman and you've only been with men, if you associate with bi, like you're bi, like you are
Exactly
attracted to
that.
women as well. Like it's so valid in that. And just I feel like I had so much imposter syndrome about it that I think I like held off on a lot of like like queer dating experience that I could have just thrown myself into.
Really?
Yeah, I just think I like held myself back a bit, and now I'm like loving life, so it's great.
And also it must be like super exciting as well because it's like your first time and your
So
first experience
exciting.
again. Like,
Oh, I
oh
love
my
it.
God, yeah. And what does the Ann Summers brand mean to you?
For me, I've loved working with Ann Summers just because I feel like it's so empowering for women. I think this brand, and obviously Jacqueline Gold has been like an amazing like woman that is like crafted this like company, and she's just been like about women for women.
Yeah.
And it's really like let women be sex positive and really kind of just own their sexuality as well, and it's inclusive. So yeah, and I remember when I was like young, like the Ann Summers parties with like your mum and your mates, and it's so fun. That's like, so I've kind of grown up around it as well.
Yeah, definitely. And do you feel like, 'cause there's always sort of been, I feel, for women especially, still this taboo when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's changing, or there's still more change that needs to be and more work that needs to be done?
I think it is changing in the sense like was it Gen Z? We're millennials, right? I don't know how old you are, but I'm a millennial. But I feel like the Gen Zs are more like open about stuff now, and it is easier to be like love who you want to love and all of that. But I feel like with women, there are still like stigmas and things that we maybe like feel like shame about or don't talk about or feel like we're going to be slut shamed for or something like that.
Yeah.
But I like to think that it's changing and that it's evolving a bit.
Yeah, I think there is still a lot of stigma, you're right, especially around women in particular. But I think, like you said, the new generations are getting more and more inclusive and more kind of accepting of everything. So I feel like some of those older views are starting to kind of like die down.
Yeah.
But there's always room for improvement, but definitely. I feel like as a woman, especially when you post certain things, sex positive things, body positive things, people still like view you a certain way.
And I think there's just a thing, and this is what Ann Summers is all about, it's just injecting fun back into sex. Like it doesn't have to be this, oh my God, it's like just have fun with it, you know? And when you're dating, do you chat about sex? Do you have conversations? When do you bring sex up if you do chat about it, or do you just go straight in?
So I think you have to be, I'm sometimes like quite careful because I'm generally just a very promiscuous woman, and it's like the big bum and the big boobs. It's like confusing for people as well.
I don't know. I feel like I don't think I really bring it up until after I've had sex with them for the first time. And then when it's like, you've kind of got that awkward first sex out of the way, when you're like, I don't know how I'm doing. Then like you feel a bit more comfortable, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll like, usually just over text, be like, oh, what do you like? And it's like more of like a easy conversation to
bit
have.
More chilled, yeah.
But I think you should continue having those conversations like throughout your relationship and be like,
oh yeah,
is there anything else that we should be doing or trying, and just making it like safe and
definitely
like an open dialogue. Yeah,
exactly
definitely.
that. And I think so many people, again, it's like that, oh no, do we talk about it? What are they going to think if I bring it up? But actually, it's just really important to just have the chat, get it out the way. Yeah. When you're dating, would you feel comfortable to tell that person what you like? Or do you feel like, oh no, I need to wait till I'm in a relationship with them? Or you're like, do you know what?
I think as I've got older,
you just got to go for it.
You just like learn more. And I know that someone said to me, it must have been an older woman, she said, your sex gets better in your 20s, then it gets better in your 30s and your 40s. So the older you get and the more you go through life with more experience and knowing your body more.
You just become sure of yourself as well.
Definitely.
This is one of my favourite parts. So our amazing Fan Summers community have sent in some questions for you both about your dating dilemmas. Some of them they're asking for tips and stuff. So you might want to have a little sip. You know, just prepare yourself for these. Oh, Izzy, you can go first if you like, my lovely.
Definitely.
Okay, so this one is from Kestrel. What lingerie set would you wear to wow your date?
So there's a really classic black and red Anne Summers set, like very iconic. It's called The Hero.
Yeah.
That's a showstopper. That one, it's really good.
Very experience.
Very sexy. Definitely that one.
It is amazing. And if you go into store and see it, it's always the one that turns heads, isn't it? It's
definitely.
It looks amazing.
I bought that myself before I worked with Anne Summers. I love that one.
Have you got the full set?
Bra, waspy, knickers, stockings. Go for all, we might as well.
Done.
Yeah.
Love it. So there you go, Kestrel. Go shopping. Gemma, this one's for you. Would you say it's worth getting toys together when you're in a relationship?
100%. Big advocate of toys in the bedroom. Yeah, like absolutely. Like I think it only elevates and adds to it. Great.
I totally agree. What about you, Izzy?
Yeah, definitely.
I think I would have been. I was too insecure when I was younger, so I was like embarrassed by it. But now I'm like, get them out, let's go.
I think it's like what you said about being younger and not knowing your own kind of like sexuality very well. And then the older you get, the more you sort of, and I think it's part of like maturity that bringing toys into the bedroom for everyone, and it benefits everyone as well.
And it's just fun, isn't it? And I feel like they can make you feel more confident, and it just brings the variety in, and it's.
I mean, also being in a lesbian relationship, you kind of just the toys are needed, really.
So that's a definite yes. Love that. Izzy, this one's from Danny Ray 97. What is the craziest thing you've ever done or been to on a date?
I do have an answer for this. So I was on a date with a man. We were at dinner, and there was like a basket of you know when you have the bread rolls on the table, and he asked me to go to the toilet and rub the bread roll on my vagina so that he could eat it.
What, like as a dare or as a sexy
thing?
No,
not a dare. I think it was a genuine requirement.
Kink.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
I didn't want to be rude.
Well, I'd give anything to go once.
Sorry.
Did he? Okay. Did you see him again, or did you ghost him?
No, I didn't see him again. Yeah.
You got a good deal out of it though, didn't he?
And the bread is at the start, so it was right at the beginning of the date.
Like, this is happening.
And I had to see the rest through.
So,
what was the main? Did you
I know that no one was expecting that. No one was expecting that answer.
You got the roll. You did it.
Yeah.
You brought it back.
Yeah.
And gave it to him and he ate it.
Did he eat it?
Yeah.
Did he butter it?
No.
That's a crime.
God.
Did you ghost him?
She ghosted
Jail.
him.
Yeah.
But was it for that, or was it just not working?
I think it was partly that. I think that definitely had a role to
really
play in it.
There's no coming back.
I'm slightly scarred.
Sorry.
I mean, I think fair play.
You were
did it.
scarred.
I love how when
I
he
was
asked
scarred.
you must have been like, yes, okay.
I was like, okay.
I would just do it. Commit to the bit, isn't it? You just got to think, this is my
For the
rom-com.
plot. For the plot.
This is my rom-com movie. It's turned into erotica.
I actually don't know what I do.
I would laugh.
It was one of those weird... It was just one of those moments. I mean, I'm sure so many people have been with someone that has, you know, such weird fetishes. Sometimes it just happens.
But this was like you say, the bread comes at the start. You hadn't
Yeah.
even got to dessert. And
You were like, what am I going to have to do with my
I haven't even ordered our
main?
drinks yet.
bangers and mash? Oh my God. So you carried on with the rest of the day?
Yeah, definitely.
You think you've had it all, don't you?
I'm so sorry.
Bloody
My
hell.
dates are
Right.
very boring compared to yours.
Gemma, hi. This one is from Pink Angel. Oh, this is just going to be great. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on a first date?
My life is honestly just a series of embarrassing moments. I've had the worst one. I was probably 17, so it's, thank God it was many years ago, and I've still not lived it down. We was having like a picnic or something. We were sat on a bench, and it was summer, and we could smell like dog poo. And I was like, "What is that smell?"
Oh, no.
And I didn't realise I had stepped in dog poo. I was wearing flip-flops. It was on my foot.
Oh.
Was it in between the toes?
No, just a little bit on the foot, but it was sorry.
the
It was
toes.
so bad. I was literally like, oh, I want to die right now. He was laughing, and then I was like, I'm never going to see you again. I literally never saw him
Oh
after
no,
that.
I think it was bad omen.
But
You were
then
like,
anything other than that, like, I don't like have anything bad, but it's just like, it's that thing when you're like, hi, how are you? They're like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, yeah, hi, how are you? You say
Oh,
something,
God.
and then you're like, why did
Yeah.
I say that? I'm an idiot.
have you ever had any like disaster dates where you're like, get me away from this person right now? I can't.
No, I've just got the ick. I've had, yeah, just the ick where I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm done, I'm
Yeah.
out. But nothing bad.
Yeah.
I
And
can
did you
remember.
see the date through? Like Izzy's just like,
Yeah, I would
okay.
like, yeah, just be like, I'm not gonna like run out, but I am gonna wrap this up quite quickly.
What
now.
kind of thing gives you the ick? I had
Oh,
someone do
no,
a
it
cartwheel.
sounds mad, but it was this guy walk with his hands in his pockets.
Where do you find these
I don't know. Yeah, sorry.
This guy was walking with his hands in his pockets, and that sounds so mundane, but the way I was like, this is giving me the ick. Like, you know, when you're walking with a child. Like,
Yeah.
what you do? That sounds
Reminds
like
me of school.
yeah.
Is that what?
That gave me the ick. I was like, I can't deal with this.
I love that. You're like, oh,
He was giving
And
me nothing either as
please,
well.
can we come back to the cartwheel?
Yeah, he.
That gave you the ick.
Yeah, it did. Well, what do you like?
I might quite like that.
Sorry, just talk us through this scenario.
So we'd had quite a few drinks actually, in London, of course, and then we'd come out and he told me that, and it was on his Hinge profile as well, that he knew how to do a cartwheel, and he'd spent a whole summer learning how to do a cartwheel, and it was like a joke that I was like, I don't believe that you can do a cartwheel. So he did it, and I thought it was going to be funny, and he did it, and I went, oh, I don't think I like that.
Actually.
That's actually
Where
giving me
were
the
you?
ick.
Were you just in the street?
Yeah, in the street in like Brixton, outside Brixton.
Was he really proud of himself?
Yeah, and it was
Oh,
just,
no.
and it was a really
Honestly,
good
the bar is in
cartwheel.
hell.
Yeah,
The bar is in hell.
Oh no. I mean, it could have been like a really cute, endearing thing, but this was like a game changer.
Yeah.
Did he get ghosted?
Oh my God,
Yeah,
I
he
feel
did.
so mean.
I
about my
know.
hand in the pockets comment now.
Izzy, what are your tips? What are your tips for first date nerves? And that one's from Miss K.
First date nerves are something I struggled with a lot more a few years ago, since my confidence has grown a bit. But I think what you have to remember is, if it doesn't go well, if the person doesn't like you, if you don't like the person, then it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
You know, you have to kind of just think, if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, then it's not the end of the world, really.
You're just trying them on for size,
Yeah,
aren't you? It's not
definitely.
Not committing to
I love
anything.
first dates. I love the whole
Yeah.
getting ready,
Do you
the
get nervous?
excitement.
First date playlist.
I don't know, yeah, but
Yeah.
like more like anticipation, like good nerves. I think it's just always like, are they gonna be like that? They're just all that. Do they like me? Do they not like me? Like, I love all of that.
And there's always been like the build up when you've been chatting, and it's the first, And you mentioned first date playlist.
First date playlist,
What's on the playlist?
Bit of music, pump you up. Beyonce, obviously. Beyonce, Lizzo as well.
Yeah,
I love.
Yeah, she really hypes you up for a date. Definitely.
Yeah. Love that. Absolutely love that. And Gemma, what is your go-to sexiest outfit for date night? And that's from Sasha Elia.
I do love a really nice like lingerie bodysuit with jeans and like some heels.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a casual glam. Like I don't like to overdress really, unless it's like a dinner. Then I would like to like wear a dress. But if it's like a first date, I'm going to the bar.
Yeah.
So I like just like
effortless.
It's like I'll just put some jeans on and this like lingerie, like a bodysuit, and then just look effortlessly like glam.
Yeah, because you want it to be a little
womanly, you know.
Yeah. What about you, Izzy?
I think my go-to at the moment is kind of like denim skirt and then something like this. So, you wear like you said, bodysuit or a basque or something over the top. Always really good. Yeah.
Okay, for this part, some of our gorgeous viewers have sent in some of their dating dilemma stories.
Yeah, I've just had one come through.
Okay, let's go.
So this is from Kestrel. Dating story. I dated a guy for quite a long time who would frown on me wearing the colour grey. When I broke up with him, one of the first things that I did was buy a grey woolen dress. I didn't realise how much I internalised it until I started dating someone new and asked him whether it was an issue for him that I was planning to wear a grey dress to our next date. He was so confused and he told me that he was happy with me wearing any colour that I wanted to wear.
What's that about?
My God. Grey.
That's a bit controlling.
Grey.
I mean, clearly this person that she was going on a date with had a real underlying issue with that.
So peculiar, like just a very specific colour that he didn't want her to wear.
But also then I guess that is the thing. You can, when you're first dating people, certain comments or things might be said that you then carry on into like other relationships and stuff. So that's sad.
Yeah,
That's
I
sad.
think everyone's probably had something that's happened to them in a relationship, or someone said something or someone's done something, and it stays with you for like the rest of your life without you even realising.
Big slay that she just went out and bought herself a grey dress.
First thing I did was buy a grey dress.
That's
just to test it. And then
grey.
this new person was like, what?
What's the problem with the grey?
How bizarre.
Yeah, very, very strange. Very weird.
Right, we're going to play a game. I want you girls to work together and name as many sex positions as you can in 30 seconds. Now, you've got 8 to beat. The lovely Ellis got 8 last time, which was really good. Some interesting ones came up. Okay, we've got our sex position verifier over here. He's going to check that what you're saying is correct. Exactly that. We've got 30 seconds. Good luck. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Should we take it in turns? You go first.
Yeah.
Your time starts now.
Cowgirl.
Reverse cowgirl.
Missionary.
Doggy.
Bukkake.
The wheelbarrow. Is that one?
The eagle. That's one, isn't it? Yeah.
What's the spooning one? That's
Oh my God, keep going.
speed bump.
speed bump.
Who?
That's it. Who?
A.
Quick, keep going. You're doing really well.
69.
Yeah.
Bent over.
It's like doggy, isn't it? Bent over.
I don't know.
I'm trying to recall on past experiences. Oh, that was poor, wasn't it?
Scissors.
This, not the lesbian. Not the lesbian not knowing that.
God,
That was so good. What was that? 10.
Was it? Really?
Was the wheelbarrow one?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
It.
All of them. You were really good.
Yeah, well, not my first rodeo. Actually, it's my first rodeo.
Favourites?
Scissoring. The one that I forgot about. No.
I like being on top, cowgirl.
Oh,
Yeah, on top is good. Doggy.
Yeah, definitely.
The list goes on.
Crowd pleaser.
Smash that. So we've first place now, you two. 10.
Smashed it.
We're just laughing because this has been such an amazing
So
episode.
fun.
Yeah,
Thank
really
you
good.
so much, both of you, for all of your dating insights and stories. This has been so good. Thank you. Have you enjoyed it?
Thank you.
Oh my God, I've had so much
Yeah,
fun.
really
I feel like I've
good.
exposed myself a lot.
Same. A little bit nervous.
So good.
But yeah,
That's what we're
absolutely
here
loved
for.
it. Thank you for having us.
Aw. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and make sure you stay tuned for episode 4 very soon. Bye.